Charlie Parsons for Fight Hub TV. Delighted to be joined here for the first time, and I've got to say, as an Englishman who gets to the pleasure of travelling abroad, no better person to interview than a man like Nonito Donaire. It's a bit of an honour for myself as a boxing fan. First things first, how are you, sir?
I'm great, man. I'm great. I mean, this is amazing to be around here and with the great fights and a historical event as well. I mean, you know, it's a blessing.
Well, we've got to talk a little bit. We've just seen the undercard press conference now. The man that you train with, Jessie Vargas, goes head-to-head with Scouse Liam Smith. Just your thoughts on the fight. How has Jessie been in camp and training?
Well, I've given him whatever I can, my wisdom and my knowledge in the boxing world and my routine. So I'm sure he is in tremendous shape. I see it. He's in tremendous shape. He's performed really well in the gym. You know, it's just going in there now and doing his thing in the ring, you know. And I know that Liam is a bigger guy here, you know, but you know, he's very comfortable in here. But you know, Jesse's confidence has been on a different level since he's been working, and I've been working with him.
Jesse said that he's had 3 camps. Obviously, we know the postponement of the last one in February. It's now on the big bill. That is Taylor Serrano, Madison Square Garden. He says that he expects to knock him out. Liam says, well, when have you ever blasted anyone out, especially your first time at 154? Your reaction to that? You would have seen him around camp. Are you seeing the power of Jessie Vargas?
I mean, I built a lot of time to create that power for him and you know, kind of guide him to create power for himself. You know, and he's learned a lot from me in the way I punch and the way I do things. So, you know, he's hit a lot harder than when I first worked with him, you know, and he's very confident because of that. And you know, looking at it, I you know, anything can happen in that ring, but now that Jess is sitting on his punch, he does have tremendous punch going into this fight.
Well, let's talk a little bit about yourself. We saw the loss against Inoue, and since you've just, I mean, talk about a resurgence. I mean, 2 stoppages in a row. Almost when people write you off, you prove them wrong again and again. I mean, just let's talk a little bit about sort of, we know you come again, but since that Inoue performance, one that you were incredible in defeat, by the way, but what's it been like for you? You know, I suppose that's given you even more motivation.
100%, man. I mean, the moment you know, that was a hell of a fight with Inoue, and one thing that I do for certainly know is the moment I got out of that ring, I felt that I could beat him, and so I put myself in this position where I won the WBC and trained really hard and had a lot of focus, and that's pretty much what I have in my mind is beating this guy, this kid, you know, and he's a tremendous and incredible fighter, but I believe that I'm ready 100%, exponentially better than I was.
Well, I don't want to take up too much of your time, but look, we've got to talk about the rematch. First things first, you know, we've heard about it for a little while now. When are we going to get it?
Well, you know, the fight is in June 7th in Japan, in Saitama. They're calling it Drama in Saitama too. The same place, the same location, you know, but different results.
Well, obviously, I imagine you're training hard. What is it this time? Obviously, we've seen Inoue since he signed with Top Rank, without, you know, disrespecting him, but the level of opposition hasn't been what it was. Do you think, you know, there's a little bit of an opportunity for yourself to exploit that? You know, he hasn't been up against the level that you may have been up against. He's not really been tested since he's fought you.
Well, you know, the fighter of Inoue is always going to come out there with grits, and you know, he showed it in the last fight. He's going to be tough when he gets hit. He's going to work. He got speed. He got power. So he has all of that stuff in his arsenal. But like you said, you know, he built up in his fights and won great fights. But comparing to who I fought in the opposition, I believe that I've grown more than he has.
What is it this time round that you offer that Inoue won't be able to deal with?
Just everything. My talent, my speed, my power, and just most of all, the strategy that I'm putting in is going to be the biggest asset in winning this fight.
Just finally from me, we see Canelo takes on Dimitri Bivol next week. He steps up to 175 pounds again. Dimitri Bivol, we know, a very skilled, slick Russian operator. Just your thoughts on the fight. Will Canelo be victorious again?
I mean, Canelo has had the greatest momentum going into with the bigger guys. He is definitely the faster guy, you know, and he has those tremendous head movement. And I believe that when he does get in there, you know, he's gonna give it with tremendous power and all that stuff, and that's something that he has to do. But Bivol is no walk in the park. I think that Bivol is a taller guy. He's definitely a taller guy, but using that reach, like you have those type of fighter in the amateurs where they use what is the word? They learn how, they know how to use the distance, and if he does use that jab properly and uses distance properly, it's going to be a hell of a night for Canelo. But Canelo, when he gets in there with head movements, that's when he can utilize his power, and I think that it's going to be an amazing fight.
Nonito, thank you for speaking to me at Fight Hub TV. Top man. Thank you, bro.